I was so scared when I started learning Spanish as an adult. I thought I was too old, it would be too complicated or too expensive, but I found out that there's no real big secret to learning a second language. Rather, it's about working smart, not hard. And right now I'm going to share with you the easiest and most surprising tips that helped me learn. Hi everyone, I'm Fallon from FluentU, and our goal is to help you learn Spanish with real-world content so you can speak like a native. So my first tip for learning Spanish quickly is to make studying a part of your everyday life. After all, the end goal of being able to speak Spanish is not to say, oh, I'm done now, I don't have to do it anymore. No, the end goal is to be able to speak and live in your second language. So it only makes sense to start that process as early as possible. When I was learning Spanish, I went a little flashcard crazy. I would review flashcards of all the vocabulary I was learning each evening. I would also write vocabulary on sticky notes and put them around my house where I could see them. So instead of setting aside extra time to review vocabulary, I reviewed it while I was brushing my teeth or washing the dishes or as I was going out the door. My second tip is to focus on vocabulary that actually matters. And I know this is a bold statement, all vocabulary matters, but what I'm getting at is just sitting down with a textbook and starting at Página 1 and continuing chapter by chapter isn't a good route to learning Spanish quickly. Instead, I recommend you analyze your own situation and prioritize the vocabulary that will be most helpful to you. When I was studying Spanish in Canada, I knew I would shortly be going on exchange to Mexico. So instead of pushing to learn vocabulary about things like business meetings or animal names, I focused on vocabulary that would be practical for me. Words about eating out or traveling or asking questions. I also really got into YouTube videos about the most commonly used words in Spanish or Mexican slang because I knew I would need them. This next tip is pretty much the most important one. Immerse yourself in the language. Of course, right? I know this can be really challenging if you're not in a Spanish-speaking country, but it's still possible. Hands down, the best program I've found for language immersion online is FluentU. Essentially what FluentU does is it takes authentic Spanish videos, it could be commercials or movies or how-to videos, and turns them into language lessons. So when you watch a video on FluentU, you can click on each word, you can see the definition of the word, you can see examples, you could add the word to a flashcard deck. But my favorite thing about it is the video dictionary. So when you click on a word, you can see it used in other videos. So instead of trying to understand the word from an automated voice online, you get to see it used in context and spoken by native speakers. It's a huge advantage. I also really like that each video has a quiz built in. So if you're interested in learning about a certain topic like work, you could search work or offices, watch some videos, take the quizzes, and learn that vocabulary. This is a really worthwhile program, and you can try FluentU for free by clicking on the link in the description, and you can thank me later. My fourth tip is to start speaking right away. It's really easy to say, oh, I'll do that thing, or I'll travel there when I speak Spanish. It's a lot harder to say, I speak Spanish now, and just go for it. However, I can tell you from experience, the sooner you start speaking Spanish, the sooner you're going to be comfortable with it. You don't have to be perfect. If you're worried you won't have environments in which to speak Spanish, here's a couple ideas. Speak to yourself in the mirror. If you have any friends that speak the language, slide into their DMs, try sending them a voice message, or meet up with them, and insist that they speak to you in Spanish. Don't be afraid to say, I speak Spanish from day one. Take pride in what you're doing. It's not easy. My fifth tip is to switch all your media into Spanish. I swear, even 10 years ago, you couldn't access the same type of media online that you can now. The internet is full of podcasts, videos, music, radio, ebooks, the majority of which you can access for free or really inexpensively. I know this can be almost too much of a good thing. It can be really overwhelming at first. So here's what I recommend. Instead of searching in your music streaming service Spanish music or música en español, I recommend honing in on a genre that you already like. You can do this with other media too, podcasts, Netflix, anything. From there, often the site will do the work for you and recommend similar music, podcasts, or videos. Another great tip to access niche native materials is to switch your computer and phone into Spanish. Then try typing general searches in YouTube or Google and let predictive text work its magic. My last tip is find something that you absolutely love in Spanish. My turning point in learning Spanish came when I started reading Latin American literature. I love reading, so my study periods turned into something that I just like to do. Overall, the tips in this video have worked well for me, but every learner is different. Find your niche, and then learning Spanish won't feel like studying anymore, it'll just feel like life. If you want to remember these ideas for later, be sure to download the free FluentU PDF by clicking on the link in the description box below. It even includes some tips that I don't discuss here. Another great way to learn Spanish fast is through movies. And if you're not sure where to start, click on this video. It has some great recommendations for Spanish movies, so I'll see you over there.